What is going on, everybody? It is me. It is the original gamer, spindle, as you will see up here. And I just wanted to show you something. I found some stuff, some old stuff, some cool stuff. And, this isn't even like an eBay thing. This is my own personal stuff from a million years ago. It's Sunday afternoon right now. We spent the entire afternoon cleaning out the garage, which has allowed me to see boxes of things I forgot that I had boxes of, which led me to looking into the boxes, which led me to a small treasure trove. So I will show you some of the cool things that I was able to pick up in this garage cleaning expedition. Here's one of them. I found my box of albums. This is Pac-Man Fever by Buckner and Garcia. When Pac-Man the video game was a huge hit, this inspired an album. What were the songs on this album? On side one, we had Pac-Man Fevers, we had Froggy's Lament, we had Ode to a Centipede, and we had Do the Donkey Kong. On side two, we had Hyperspace, The Defender, Mousetrap, and Goin' Berserk. All songs by Jerry Buckner and Gary Garcia from BGO Music Inc. ASCAP. So, very, very cool. This is a slice of nostalgia here because this was a pretty popular thing. Pac-Man was such a popular game, it inspired a radio hit. Pretty much the only song that was the hit was Pac-Man Fever. But in order to make it an album, they threw some more songs on there that weren't quite as much hits, but still a sign of the times. Second cool thing I found, a stack of old CDs from PCs going back to like probably the 90s. So I figured I'll just show you what some of these are as I put them back on the old. It was just a spindle of discs, and so I mean some really old stuff here. So okay, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, very cool. Moto Racer, very cool motorcycle racing game. One of the first games to use 3D accelerated graphics with the not the ad-lib, but the not even NVIDIA. What was it called? 3D FX. Yes. So the Voodoo card, one of the earliest games to take advantage of the 3D FX Voodoo cards. As a matter of fact, I think this is the one that came with my first Voodoo card that I bought. It actually came with this bundled game. It was called Intense 3D Voodoo 3D FX. So Moto Racer was a very cool game. Test Drive 5. Cool stuff. Is there a date on here? Test Drive. This is actually Test Drive 6 if I could read, right? So this is copyright 1999. Oldie but goodie. Driver. You are the wheelman. Windows 95 NT and Windows 98 CD-ROM. Tells you around what time that was written. Sports Car GT from Electronic Arts. Copyright 1999. Lilo and Stitch read-along DVD samples that came with a Kellogg's cereal. So that wasn't necessarily a game, but that was in here. Here's some stuff I got for the kids. This one's called Games for Girls. This has got a Crayola Party Time in it. So one of these compilations. Here's an interesting little one. This is our local grocery store, Publix Preschool Pals. This was actually a game you could play. Don't come in here if you don't have clothes on. Games for Girls, Strawberry Shortcake, Amazing Cookie Party. Cool stuff. Some of these are kids' games, obviously. Little Monsters at School, Living Books disc. These are pretty cool. They're kind of educational. You could read the book. It would read it to you. Math. All right, math. Math is good. Deluxe Preschool, disc 1. Jump-starting Preschool. This was a cool game. I think this game was also out on the PlayStation. This game was called Croc for Windows 95. It tells you roughly what year that came out. It was before 98. So Fox Interactive and Argonaut Games. This was a cool platformer. Copyright 1997. So that's the year this one came out. This was pretty cool too. Also used the Voodoo 3D graphics. Cool stuff. DW, The Picky Eater, was another one that I found. Clue. This is the burned copy, but I believe we had... So this is called the Clue Chronicles. Fatal Illusion. This is disc 2. This is disc 3 of the Clue Chronicles. This is disc 1 of the Clue Chronicles. So there were 3 of these Clue discs of the Clue Chronicles. This is a burned copy, but this was Scooby-Doo in the Fun Park Phantom. Interesting game. I don't know if we ever even played this one. This was called Frankenstein Through the Eyes of a Monster by Interplay. I think this one was kind of like an interactive fiction. Hello, Megan. You going swimming? Get your bathing suit on.
Water balloons.
Water balloons. Okay, I'll be on in just a minute. We're going to do water balloons. Okay. Galaxy of Brain Games. This was a cool thing. This was, you buy these discs and they had like 100 games on them. You paid like $10 for them or something like that. This was 1998, 1999. So this was a Galaxy of Brain Games by E-Games. Hoyle Card Games. Sierra. These were pretty popular. This is copyright 1998. This one's actually a good one. My wife liked this one. This one's called Blast Through. It's kind of a breakout game, but it's got a lot more stuff going on by E-Games. So this was published by E-Games, copyright 1999 E-Games, copyright 1998 Extreme Games LLC. So the game was written in 98. Cool game. These are oldies but goodies. But the Star Wars Jedi Knight, Star Wars Dark Forces Jedi Knight, Disc 1 and Disc 2, LucasArts. This had a companion that was called Mysteries of the Sith that you could add on to that. This was a super cool game for its time as well. This game was called Die by the Sword, and it had an add-on disc that was called Limb from Limb. Die by the Sword was kind of a hack and slash game. It played, it was kind of like a third-person view, so it was kind of like a Tomb Raider perspective, but you were like a barbarian dude and you hacked and slashed at the bad guys. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, Disc 1 and Disc 2. This game, I think, came out on the original Xbox, and they also released it for the time right around Windows XP. Motocross Madness 2, a copy of that. These games were fun. This is the only one I have right now, Carnivores 2. There was Carnivores 2, and I think they also had a Carnivores Frozen Wasteland, whatever they want to call it, but you know, the Winter Wonderland edition of that. So these were kind of first-person shooters where you hunted down dinosaurs. Very cool. This was pretty popular too, like the Hasbro and Milton Bradley type board games were ported to the PC during the days of like Windows 95 and Windows 98. This was Stratego. This is Battleship. Cool stuff. They were also experimenting with multiplayer, so I believe there was a way to do some type of online network to play online. Mortal Kombat 4. I think this was one of the first times the game went into a pseudo 3D mode. Amber, Journeys Beyond, some type of adventure. I'm not even sure what the heck that is. Max Out Studio featuring Zool and Zool 2. I remember the names, but I don't remember the games. I'm going to have a hard time playing some of these because I need to get a machine that'll play Windows 98 games. Sim Isle. This is 1995, 97, and 2000 by Electronic Arts. Sim Copter. This is 1998 and 2000, Electronic Arts. Here is a Lion King animated storybook CD-ROM, Disney Interactive, copyright 1998. Games for Girls, Lilo and Stitch for Windows. I can't see a copyright 2002 on that one there. Okay, Pajama Sam. Burned Disc, I recognize the name, I don't remember the game. Another popular one, these were the compilations, so Galaxy of Games by E-Games. This is something you could buy. You paid like $10, maybe $20, and you got like 100 different indie games that came with it. These were pretty fun too. My wife's a big fan of Monopoly, so we have Monopoly Vegas Edition. Monopoly Star Wars. These had like kind of pseudo 3D boards. Scrabble. And then this was a really popular series, and we actually had fun playing this game. I have a bunch of these. You Don't Know Jack the Ride, CD2. You Don't Know Jack was kind of like a game show you could play, and it had a very kind of saucy announcer, very snarky, sarcastic kind of announcer guy who made the game fun and interesting. You Don't Know Jack Volume 3, Trivia Schmivia, fun games. You Don't Know Jack the movies. Frankly, my dear, you don't know Jack. This one just says You Don't Know Jack. That might be the first one. And then there's another one here that says You Don't Know Jack Volume 2. Thanks for coming. Now shut up and play. Another one of these weird indie ones that you bought at the grocery stores for Windows 9 and Windows 95 and Windows 98. It's called Mummy Tomb of the Pharaoh. Trying to see, it's IBM 100% compatible. Mummy Tomb of the Pharaoh, copyright 1997. So this was definitely like a Windows 98 type game. You Don't Know Jack TV. You Don't Know Jack Television. Must Play CD. You Don't Know Jack Offline, freshly oiled trivia. And then here is You Don't Know Jack the Ride CD1. So cool stack of CDs. I'm not sure how many of them I'm going to be able to play right now. I've got to figure out how to make a machine that can play Windows 98 games. Those are very hard to play on a modern computer. You almost need to have a 32-bit computer. Most of our modern ones are 64 bits. But let me show you a couple more things. Some of the original game manuals. So this is the game manual for Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. This is the original game manual for Star Wars Jedi Knight Mysteries of the Sith. Look at her. She's fighting a Rancor beast. Very cool stuff. The original game manual for Enter the Matrix, which I also have the box set of all the CDs as well. Enter the Matrix. Pretty cool. The original game manual for Star Wars Jedi Knight, which is technically the sequel to Dark Forces. Dark Forces 2 was called Jedi Knight. The instruction manual for that. The instruction manual for Omicron, the Nomad Soul. Very cool game. I actually started doing a few episodes on this. I suggest you check this game out. It's pretty cool. Strategy guides. Stacks of strategy guides. This is the strategy guide for Omicron, the Nomad Soul. I wonder what year this thing came out. I just want to see real quick. Omicron, and copyright 1999. So this one is from 1999. This one I got for my wife when I bought her the game. She's a fan of Final Fantasy. So this is the strategy guide to Final Fantasy VIII for the PlayStation and the PC. I don't know if there's a year listed in this one. It's probably in here somewhere, but I can't find it, so whatever. So yeah, Final Fantasy VIII. The strategy guide for Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight with over 50 detailed maps and other things printed on the pages within. The strategy guide for Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Solutions to all of the puzzles. Lots of pictures. Good stuff. Good times. The strategy guide to Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, covers the PlayStation and PC version. So this definitely was around like 99 when this one came out. This is in great shape too. Yeah, copyright 1999. And this one's all glossy. Some of the other ones are kind of like black and white, printed on kind of like rag paper. This is a real glossy one. Lots of screenshots. Lots of 411 there. The strategy guide to Enter the Matrix. This game came out, I think it was the second movie that was, this says covers PlayStation 2, Computer Entertainment System, Microsoft Xbox, Nintendo GameCube, and the Windows 98/2000/Millennium Edition/XP Edition. So this game would have played on all of the various versions of Windows. So I have the discs for this one. I might be able to play this one. If it ran on XP, it should run on a newer computer. I don't know the year this came out, But again, this one's in really good shape. This is a newer one. This is all glossy. Strategy guide to Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Outcast. Detailed maps. Free poster. And last but not least, the strategy guide to Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Covers PlayStation 2, PC, and Xbox. All full color. Very nice. So cool stuff. These are going to go up on a shelf, on my shelf of retro books. I've got other retro books. I've got other old strategy guides that I will show you sometime in the future. But this is my housekeeping cleanup, pickups, discoveries, hidden items, old stuff I've had laying around that were in boxes in my garage that I've had going back to at least the 90s. So good times when you find old stuff that's yours instead of buying somebody else's old stuff on eBay. It's kind of cool when you can get some of your own old stuff and it doesn't cost you anything but half a day of blood, sweat, and tears cleaning out your garage. Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video of some of my additional retro crap to go up on my shelves of retro crap. I am the original gamer, StevieStrow. I hope you're having a great weekend, and we'll see you all in a little while because I got to go blow up some water balloons now and throw them at my kids. But hopefully we'll be back later for some more live streams. Take care. Peace out. Keep on gaming, everybody.